for discovery. So we know within the app world, we have sort of app stores and we can add things, and then we have an icon to launch it and orchestration. But one of the things I think still not quite worked out for bots specifically, and maybe it's more of a problem with voice, although even chatbots, is how do we launch one? How do we get to them? What's the discovery phase?
I think actually, whilst discovery of bots and specifically voice bots is a massive problem, I actually think the biggest issue is getting the use case right and making sure that you actually deliver on the promise of your voice app, because a lot of the marketing that the big tech companies put out there actually showcase these voice systems as, in a lot of cases, better than they actually are. And so when users come to the experience, they've got these really high expectations of what the particular voice app can actually do. And quite often on their first experience, they'll end up feeling very, very frustrated. So I think whilst there is a bit of a discovery problem with voice bots, I think what we always advise our clients on is, instead of worrying about that too much, just make sure that you've managed to set your expectations right and make sure you deliver on those expectations, especially on the first use, because, we could come up with all of these clever ways to get our voice bots discovered in better ways and by more people. But if we still are leaving the majority of our users frustrated on the first use, then that's still going to be a big issue.
I mean, it's all about designing it correctly, right? I mean, it's they're not necessarily. It's the same with everything. Technology is there to solve a problem. It's not just there to be used for the sake of being used. And you've got to make sure that it's clear what you can and can't do. I mean, on like the voice discovery, so we do a lot of stuff in the music space. And kind of one of the big ongoing discussions at the moment is when you walk into a room and you just say, Alexa, play me some music. Sorry, everyone. I can't find any music in the library. Sorry.
As if on clue.
So when you do that and you aren't specifying what artist or what anything, like how do even the musicians get discovered? So is it then purely gatekeeper based on who puts them into different playlists? It will be interesting to see how it all pans out from a discovery in general when there's no screen or anything.
Yeah, I think it's both. When I say discovery, and then even just orchestration, it's launching those things. You have that clutter of apps on your iPhone home screen that everyone's got. We can, but you can easily switch between them, and it's trying to remember how you go into the right thing you want at this time. Do I want Alexa to get me a pizza, or do I want her to tell me the traffic, or do I want her to do this? And that's definitely something that's harder.
So all of those apps that you mentioned, they do one thing well. It's kind of like this whole thing of the bots need to be designed so that Martin was chatting about the onboarding. So we call that kind of training wheels. So when you first start using a bot, it needs to be very clear what you can and can't do. Don't try and make your bot do everything in the world. Like you're just going to fail unless you're creating like a master bot, like Siri, like her name that I'm not going to say, like Cortana, like if you're making one bot to rule them all, you're going to fail because there's going to be stuff that it won't be able to do. And in the same way as they all have, you play around with the Amazon Echo the first time you use it. You try and see how far you can push it. You get it to do stupid things, and then you stop using it for that and you start using it for the tasks that you're trying to complete.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. So yeah, definitely the kind of discovery things, we need to have that playing with tech at stage for people, because it is something brand new, something people don't really understand yet. So they need that simple. I mean, it's many years ago when Windows first launched, and the whole concept of a GUI was brand new to people. I think that was one of the big reasons behind Solitaire, wasn't it? Well, Solitaire was a simple thing that everybody understood, but it was a way to practice your mouse skills and the idea of dragging and dropping and clicking around a screen and that kind of thing. So actually, yeah, we're kind of at that stage with people learning that I can talk to this thing and I can ask it things. So actually, that's why I can ask it to tell me a joke or tell me when, Obama's birthday is, or those kind of things. They're not necessarily the use cases of the things you're going to want it to do, as much as they're just nice, simple things that let you discover stuff.